Whacko.
Time will let me go some more, 'cause you know that I need you. You know that I need you. You know that I need you. You know that I said I need you. Hey, I need you. Now, band, can you make it? Yeah. Can you make it? Band, can you make it?
We're having a conversation.
My government name is Vandor, but most homies know me as Whacko.
Dope. Where are you from?
I'm from San Francisco, California, born and raised in the Fillmore
Dope.
Mission.
And what crews do you represent?
I represent Illest Villains crew.
Sick. And what is your dance style?
I break, I rock, I lock, I hip hop, pop. It's rusty, but at this point in my life, I consider myself a b-boy still. Limited by injury, obviously, but I still rock.
That's what's up. And how did you have that injury?
I want to say I got it during a fight, but real talk, no. I have nerve damage in my right wrist. So bowling, I got into bowling and breaking around the same time in high school. Was on the Junior Olympics. Like,
dang, that's dope.
Yeah, it was like basically like what was it? Mighty Ducks, but with bowling.
That's tight.
Right? So I was basically about to bowl a perfect game, but leading up to like the final frame, my wrist was just like killing me. And the only power move I had at the time was 90s. So I would practice that shit
Constantly.
all the time. And then I would bowl, then I would just do whatever, play video games. And I just remember like the ninth frame, like it was bothering me. And when I threw the final frame, I just felt a snap.
Ooh.
But it's kind of like, you know, when you pull something, you're just like, well, yo, I just tore something. And I was just like, okay. But yeah, so that just over the years, it messed with me. So I got injured bowling. People kind of laugh at it when I tell them, like, yo, I had to learn how to, like, move my fingers again because I had to get minor surgery.
Yeah. And how old were you when that happened?
This was like my first year at City College, so like I was like 19, 20.
Dang.
Or like, yeah, just like right before I turned 21 when it happened. So yeah.
And how long you been dancing?
Ooh, shit. I've been dancing since 99.
Dang,
But I didn't get dope until I was 24. So, you know, the story goes, you know, you're toy for like a minute. And then it just got to a point where I was just like, I'm tired of being that guy that's laughed at in the cyber.
Yeah.
So
Then you got better.
then I got better.
What does dance mean to you?
Dance means to me, me revealing like, you know, my true self. You know, every time people see me get down, you're seeing like an aspect I could be like really happy, me dealing with some type of internal strife. Be it, you know, with family, friends, or just even my city. So I'm a really emotional dancer, so I try to convey that. So when you see me dance, I want you to feel something.
That's what's up. And then you make that connection with the music too. How does dance impact your life?
It levels me out, man. Dance definitely. I feel like I would just be a regular person if I wasn't dancing.
Just
And,
kind of like going through the
no,
motions.
just to the regular Joe or Jane. It's just once I discovered dance, because I initially didn't like it, because I was forced into it. You know, going to girls' birthday parties and doing line dances. But yeah, like when I figured out how to do a moonwalk, and like people were like, "Yo, that's dope, you're dope," and I was like, "Yo, this is easy." So I started just learning steps, but when I really started getting deeper into it, I was just like, I can't stop this now. So it's like I felt like I was part of a secret society. Like, oh, you break? Yeah, I break too. So
I know how
once
that
I was
is.
like locked in, it just I couldn't like turn away. So it's like what I tell people is like, yeah, I just feel average, but when I'm dancing, I'm like a superhero.
That's what's up.
You know.
I can feel that. Do you dance for a living?
Yes and no, because I got my bachelor's degree in graphic design. Even at a young age, I was like, even if I blew up and I was like the illest like b-boy in the world, because we all had that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I want to just like
Get there. We want to get there.
You know, this is like super pre Red Bull Monster.
Yeah.
Just you know that acknowledgement. But no, I made a conscious desire to know that like, well, just in case I get hurt, I'm gonna go to school and have a backup. So, but my career path has allowed me to travel. So a lot of the jobs that I've had, when they find out that I'm a dancer, they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, go kill it." And
Dang.
I was like, wow.
That's tight.
So, well, yeah. I want to say like the last 3 jobs I had, they really supported my dance life because I kind of felt like I was a stripper. Like I didn't want them to know what I did. And like, is he a stripper? I'm like,
Yeah.
No. It's just I break, and this is what I do when I'm 9 to 5. But then after 9 to 5, this is me.
So what do you do for a living?
I've been in the nonprofit sector now for a little over 10 years. I took a small dip in the tech sector. Didn't really like it. Even though the money was like okay, it just didn't sustain me. Just certain companies I work with, just the office culture just was draining. The downside in the beginning when I was working in nonprofit, I had to work like a Jamaican. I had to have 3 or 4 jobs because the work was fruitful, but paying these bills, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then in the city. So
And now living in the city is
now living in the city, you know, it's hard, but I'm lucky now because I was temping for a long time. I teach at various studios. So I teach city dance. I teach at Movement. But you know, I can't make a living just off of the teaching in a perfect world. So I work as an office manager for a nonprofit called Tides, and it's interesting. I want to get deeper into learning how to like start my own nonprofit. So I think fate put me in the right spot. So I'm the office manager. I have basically like an office manager's background and been doing that for like the last like 6 years. So.
That's what's up. Congrats, man. I didn't know that. What are some things that you do outside of dance? Like other creative outlets, hobbies, or activities?
So my other hidden secret, and one of the crewmates was out with his, but I kickbox.
I thought you did Muay Thai.
Yeah, well,
Muay Thai, kickboxing.
You know, to the uninformed. But yeah, I do Muay Thai. So I had a fight back in high school through a homegirl's like boyfriend who I thought didn't like me. And he was like super, you know, he was like Cambodian dude, hella quiet, but everyone actually thought he was Thai, but he was actually Cambodian. But he barely talked, and you know, I didn't think he liked me, and because he was like 2 grades, he was like a senior dating a sophomore, and we're just like, oh, I don't know about that. But she would always tell me like, yo, like, you know, Vin wants you to come like take, you know, class with him, because I guess they needed more people, and he just came to my desk and just threw this like card, and it was his spot in the TL. I don't think the gym's there anymore. But I just remember going in there and I was like, I didn't have shorts. I had to roll up my sweats. And we were basically like kicking like bags of rock. And then if you were like more advanced, you were kicking harder things. But then like the main like Muay Thai instructor was just kicking this like 2 foot wide bamboo, and he would like crack it every time. So I had a fight. I never told anybody about it. It was like my one like hidden gem. And then 2015, when Freestyle Session had the first rocking competition. Over at Freestyle Session, I wanted to kind of arm up, and so I reached out to the homie Greg Valentine. Believe he's like old generation Rock Force. and he just kind of put me through the thing. And then my grandma unfortunately passed away in 2017, so I actually stopped dancing. Like I just was just like I didn't want to do anything physical. And Jeff Aquino was like, "Yo, come to the gym, Charles Gracie, Daly City. Let's just hit the bag." And I did it once a week, and then I was like, "Yo, this is kind of cool," and it was kind of helping me. Then I started going twice a week. And then I was like, fuck, I kind of want to do this more. And so I found, I was looking for gyms closer to my spot. And I found Rise Combat just off of Mission in South Van Ness. And I walked in there like, oh, first class is free. And they're like, have you ever kickboxed before? And I was just like, I did in high school, but, and then I kept going. And then it turned into, I was doing Muay Thai 4 days a week. And then I started getting a private trainer. And I was at the gym 6 days a week.
That's what's up.
So I instantly, so Muay Thai, that's my other physical go-to. I bake. I think I don't know if you've had my peach cobbler, but
nope.
All of a sudden, baking became this other thing. So,
I'm going to need that when we do, instead of D&D, we're going to need some peach cobbler and drink.
Some P&D. I bake. I got into just once I started doing the roommate thing though, but living on my own, baking just kind of came out of nowhere. So I took a combination of my grandma and aunt's recipe and just kind of made it my thing. So now I do vegan, gluten-free, country, whatever. So
that's
baking, tight. And I'm slowly getting back into just drawing. I used to draw a lot, manga, anime.
Dang, so you
Marvel,
have quite a lot of creative outlets. That's tight.
Yeah, it's just rediscovering them again. So it's I don't post a lot, and I noticed as I've gotten older, it's like my posting has kind of gone down.
Yeah.
But
it's understandable.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what's up. What is next for you in this dance life?
Next things for me. So I started a series, the Rock and series. It's basically me partnering with another style. Basically, all the styles I danced at one point in my life. And this kind of came from a negative experience I experienced at a freestyle session 1 year. And you know how the saying goes, if you don't like this jam, make your own jam. I was like, okay. So with encouragement from Serge and Seth, in an old conversation I had with Little B, he was like, yo, we should partner one time. We should do a rock and lock or something. And I was like, okay. And then the situation happened. So now I'm pushing my series, the Rock and. So it's kind of like the N1.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's that. And they're like, wait. And I was like, you remember N1. You remember N1. But some kids will say that too. They're like, what?
Yeah, they don't know what that is.
They don't know. Spidey, Professor. I know about Escalade,
People only know of the Professor and Bone Collector because they're still doing their thing today. But
rest in peace, Escalade. But, Spidey was my dude.
Hot Sauce was mine.
So what you do, sucker?
In Hot Sauce. 2017, I did Rock and Lock with Little B. So what I do is I partner with someone, especially if I've entered battles with them or battled them, I want to partner with them because I remember the old days of the Bay when we had the original open style battles and just battles in general. So I got exposed to rocking, house, breaking, locking. So each year I do a different theme. So it's rock and lock was the first year, rock and pop was last year. This year I'm doing rock and house, and the last in the series is going to be breaking rock.
Ooh.
So that's the one I'm really
that's a good one to close out.
That's going to be the crazy one. So even though popping and locking were the first two dances I got into, then breaking, but then they're like, why aren't you doing breaking? I'm like, well, I want to save that.
Yeah.
Because house, I know it's that's the other style that people kind of forced me to try to get into, and so I have a love and appreciation for house. It's just it's hard for me sometimes to get down.
Yeah.
But I love Khalif and Cody, Amy, and the list goes on. Ejo and those guys. So I want to do the first four here in the Bay, and then I'm gonna do 2 in another city. So I think I'm gonna do Philly and Minnesota,
Ooh.
and then I'm gonna take it overseas. So all the homies I've met over the years I've been dancing, like in Europe and Asia. So I'm gonna do one in Korea, Japan, and South America somewhere.
Dope. Yo, I'm
And then-
excited for that, bro.
So yeah, I'm just like, I'm really trying to like make a brand. I'm trying to make a brand out of it because I feel like as a dancer, all these years I've been going to jams, I kind of know the ins and outs of like, you know, I don't want to wait around for a while. I want it should be like on point. And if people have a problem with me, I'm not crippled. I will battle you.
Yeah.
You know, so don't call out my judges. I hired them. So call me out.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to call out my judges, you got to call me out and all my judges out.
Damn.
So, and plus I'm trying to kind of reinfuse, I don't want to say a lost edge in the Bay, but I'm just trying to re-expose this generation, this up-and-coming generation, how we got down, and kind of just push a little bit. It's like, yo, like, I know house isn't a super battle dance, but it's more of an exchange. But like with the rocking and popping and locking and breaking, I think it's definitely needed to see, like, you know, cats just get down. It's like, don't just train for like this event that's coming. Yeah. Oh, I decided to enter this jam this weekend, but you haven't been practicing. It's like, I want to be like, yo, you got 6 months out. Because, like, even with this rocking house, I'm like, flying out to Seattle. I'm flying myself out to Seattle and Portland to get more, like, house dancers and rockers that I know are out there to come down. So I'm kind of like, every year I do it, I'm trying to make it a little bigger. And, you know, working with Seth and Movement, like I said, that's my base where I built this event. And I want to do a good job with it. So, yeah. The Rockin' series is something I want to start taking on the road after next year.
Sick. One last shout out?
Just shout out to all the local artists here in the Bay. You know, shout out to the homies that are dealing with like a lot of heaviness right now and still trying to make it through. You know, I'm right there with you. I may not be online like I used to be, but I got to kind of harmonize myself first before I can really make my contributions to the scene again. So
Dope.